Guys, we are back, and I honestly don't even know what to say. Like, I'm kind of shocked that I happened to come across this game, because today we have, like, honestly the banger to end all bangers. I did the 2v1 with LuigiCroissant versus Jagguernaut and Diabetes, and the audience wanted more. They wanted more, and it was a resounding more. It wasn't a whisper. It wasn't a whine. It was a yell. And so we are back today with a cast, with a game that honestly is going to send this channel through the roof, like even more than it's going through the roof. Today we have another 2v1 with Revisioner, who I've never cast before, versus a team of two, LuigiCroissant playing the Koreans and Jagguernaut24 playing the Vietnamese. So this map, as you guys might be able to tell, is a mega random map. It's a really, really wonky kind of map. If you kind of look at it and turn it like maybe 45 degrees to the right, it kind of looks like a praying mantis trying to hug you. Not that much wood across the map. Like, I'm not talking about like even on the outside. I'm talking about like just wood in general. There is not a lot of wood. We do have a lot of hunt, so I think it's going to be pretty easy for players to go fast castle. And we have some berries, we have some stone, and we have some gold. And something that I actually did not mention, but will mention now, as a little mistake, which I happen to have some insider information, and I know this, is that you see this dead hunt over here on the right-hand side that Blue actually didn't kill. That was LuigiCroissant walking over there to kill the hunt of his ally. So we have absolutely no idea why that mad lad did it. Speaking of him, LuigiCroissant killing the hunt, we do have now LuigiCroissant walking over to the opponent and not the ally to lame the hunt. They do get two water buffalo here in the front. They're going to take that back home. And they're going to kill some of this remaining hunt from the opponent. Nice little move there. As the Green Scout goes around and starts looking at the map. Interesting decision by Revisioner here to start the farms, which are going to cost wood instead of just taking the food that's like in the berries. I know it's not the most efficient food take, but interesting choice. Koreans, as you may not know, do get a little bit more vision with their villagers at the beginning of the game, so it's good to start scouting with that. Speaking of vision, little outpost coming here, sneaky, on the back. As Teal is also going to take their scout and start sneaking around the outside. Hello, this may be like not the most efficient way to collect food, to chase all of these ibex here on the outside, but to each their own. What am I expecting in terms of results for this game? So Revisioner is a near 1500 player, which shows because they just clicked up to Feudal Age, 2 minutes until we get there. I believe Jaggernaut is a 700-ish player, if I'm not mistaken, and I happen to know that, as a little bumping and grinding here coming from the scout, little harassment, that LuigiCroissant is like a 1030-ish player. Not sure if they're playing on like one right now, but it is what it is. Another outpost coming over here for Green as they decide to just build it to 75% completion and walk away from it. Also, another interesting strategy coming in from the Green player. Has to be some kind of psychological ward game. Neither Green or Blue has clicked up to Feudal yet, which is like a huge problem. Green villager coming forward to try to tap on this player. TC hits coming in. Love to see that. Green Scout also keeping tabs on the Revisioner. A little bit concerned about the feudal timing on Blue and Green. As we see a forward mill coming in from Green. Interesting. A little bumping and grinding also as the Teal Scout tries to kill this villager, and they're going to attack back. And Teal gets both the scout killed and no kill on the green villager. So the performance there was kind of abysmal. Blue clicks up to feudal. Green still doing, I have no idea what. And I'm going to guess here, it might have something to do with the fact that they're getting all this hunt from like so far away, which is awful. 2 feudal age production upgrades coming in from teal. Love to see that. And they're already on gold, which means I have to think that they're going to go for some gold units out of the barracks or maybe the archery range. Probably not going scouts. Probably want to get for the fast kill. 1 spearman in the queue now for our teal player. And I'm going to speed this up a little bit so we get past the boredom of the feudal age. I'm not saying it's not a banger, but, moving on. Green finally decides that they want to click up to feudal, maybe like 5 minutes late, which is pretty crazy. On this map, we do see that there are opportunities for not fishing, but maybe like getting some fishing traps. Apparently on this map, you actually cannot build right here in this area, buildings, and in the center as well, you cannot build anything. But, near that, you are able to build some things. Military building coming here as an archery range, and a blacksmith come in for our blue player. And the wall up is starting to go up for our LuigiCroissant player as the forward spearman is going to go around the map and start scouting, which is very interesting. Teal also using their fishing ship to scout a little bit. Production upgrades coming in from all players. And it looks like Teal is not going for like crazy aggression at the moment. It looks like they're just going to build a blacksmith over here. Green being a little annoying. Love to see that. And not a lot going on right now. Actually, we do have 6 archers already on the field for teal, but I'm trying to find out where. Oh, okay, we got the archery range over here. Pretty far away. Sneaky, sneaky. Is that because teal did not want the players to see what their composition was? Fletching coming in from the teal player as they go forward and trying to get some licks on this LuigiCroissant. Love to see that. Marker coming in for green. Want to dump some resources perhaps. And it looks like LuigiCroissant did catch sight of the archers as the forward watchtower is going to go up. We all know the Koreans get bonuses from some watchtowers. And Teal's going to try to get some free licks from these villagers over here. But they villagers walk away and are going to micro down this tower. Gold upgrade now coming in from our teal player as they continue to pump out even more archers from the left-hand side archery range over here. Tower goes up, and green should be able to garrison and just start licking off these archers right here. Going to need some better reaction time from Revisioner. They react, and they move on with their life. So 2 options here. You can kind of go around the outside and find some more damage, or you can go to player number 2. But Jagguernaut over here decides that they're going to totally house wall up, literally, and also get some archers here for defense. Skirmishers would be better, but, archers are not the worst thing in the world, as this villager right here who's building the house is going to take a few licks. More archers coming out for teal as they go around the outside to find more damage. Sees the archers and turns tail, but decides to fight a little bit of micro. Let's look at the economy over here coming in from teal. Farm scale already popping off quite nicely. First patch of gold is already done. Second patch of gold getting worked on. So not a lot of gold in this map, right? Going to go back to LuigiCroissant and look for some more damage. I actually don't know what they can see at this point. So let's see what they can see in terms of the base shape. So they do know that we are completely walled up from tip to tip. Some villagers exposed here on the wood. So that's going to be some easy money for a Revisioner player to get. And it looks like they're just going to keep on walking around the outside of the base over here, just looking for what damage they can get. I would like to see them just attack the palisade and just bust through. But even at that, like, we're getting to the point where we're having a lot of towers inside Luigi Coconut's base. So, not like maybe a great idea to bust in because you're going to have a really, really tight space to work in. And there's going to be, skirmishers on the map already to fight against. And you got to duck, dive, and dodge on these towers. So, maybe just get a little bit of damage, start booming back at home. Farm scale. Some skirmishers over here now for teal to defend against a archer ball that is now coming in to attack the Revisioner player. Revisioner a little occupied back here looking for a little bit more damage. Finds it on the gold over here, but now they have more problems at home. But expected, because now the skirmishers are in for Teal, and they should be able to defend. It's causing some idle time, but Teal is up to castle. So to use words that you might hear on a college campus, that is problematic. Jagguernaut is deciding to prioritize the important things, and they are going to attack the mill and the lumber camp. Now they are moving on to get some villagers, which we'd love to see. And Teal's just going to hang back and now come forward with these skirmishers and should be able to clean everything up. Not a really great fight for blue. Going to have to micro a little bit more. I do like to see causing the idle time. Teal scared. Not sure what to do with these archers. Running away. Nothing new coming in from Revisioner. Love to see it. And this army should get cleaned up despite the fact that blue does have like the high ground here. To quote Obi-Wan Kenobi. Market's going to get finished up for our Teal player over here. Skirmishers coming forward from blue now to be a little bit annoying, causing a bit more idle time for these villagers. But like I said, Revisioner is going to castle, and I'm expecting that if they have enough resources, they're just going to get that second TC down. So really, really great pressure coming in from all players. Revisioner obviously playing on the front foot. Blue running for their life. And these archers go back to this base without any defenses. That's going to be problematic again. 2 stables coming in from our blue player as a hard counter to archers. Teal, maybe not taking the best fight over here, but not taking the worst fight. You know, just keeping everyone on their toes. Archers at the ready. And now we have our second Pokemon evolution coming in for our archers as they evolve into crossbowmen. Crossbowmen at this mass, I'm not sure if they're going to be able to take this army. So maybe some ability to micro, but we have a lot of production upgrades coming in. From Revisioner, we have a lot of blacksmith upgrades. So these are going to be beefed up units. 9 villagers in the queue for green player, who's at 41 villager pop, Teal at 48, and 36 for Jagguernaut, as Jagguernaut is going to take some licks over here from this archer army, which is like not great. I think blue might be able to clean this up, but it's a lot of problems to deal with. So blue just going around, finding what damage they can get. Going to get some TCs here on the outside and going to start to boom. Something that I will admit is super annoying about this map. Like I said, firstly, not a lot of wood. Putting your buildings down on this map is immediately going to take up like a lot of farm space. So that's like also annoying. So a little bit more difficult than like your standard Arabia or Arena to boom. Teal now going to go around the outside and look for some damage, both in the blue base and in the green base at the same time. But looks like the Teal player is heading over to blue just to fight. Once again, knows what the priorities are. Attacking the stable over here. Let's see what green is doing. Are they even clicked up a castle yet? I guess blue is up, but green, like what's going on over here? Like has not had a lot of harassment going on, so kind of expecting a castle click up to come in anytime now. Getting some villager pickoffs on the right-hand side over here. Love to see that. Green is going to decide to go maybe forward a bit more to do what? I don't know. Harass with some of these skirmishers. And right now, it's an okay fight if you're fighting just up against these like archers, because even if they're castle age, they're not going to be able to take a fight with these skirmishers. Even going uphill. They should be able to clear this out pretty quickly. But look at this. Camel Rider is already out for Teal player, which should be able to clean up these skirmishers pretty fast, even in few numbers. Blue also dealing with a lot of problems on the outside, causing a crap ton of idle time. Really, really good pressure put in here from Teal. Camel Riders are going to come forward and beat these skirmishers back to Age of Empires. You hate to see it. So I think that maybe going to Castle Age is like a good thing to do at this point for green. I don't know if anyone disagrees with me that, because I think that the way you win this game up against 2 players is that you outboom them. And once you get to the point in the game where you're outbooming 2 players and you have like the clear military advantage, it's pretty much GG. Like there's no coming back from it. So the Castle Age timing coming in here from the blue player is like interesting. And by interesting, I mean like the worst thing in the world. It's pretty bad. Like I can't think of anything worse. There we go. I think that they are actually probably hearing me on the mic in terms of like what I was saying about castle age timing. Teal still being really annoying over here. And actually this army should be able to clear out this army over here with these knights, because archers and skirmishers are not going to do a lot to knights, these castle age knights. So good on blue. Good play. Teal just going to be chilling in the back and continue to pump out a few more camel riders, which are direct counters to knights, as everyone knows. A little bit of Woody coming in here from the outside. And Teal going to getting some upgrades from the stable to invest more in mobility units, bloodline, and husbandry. So we get the speed and HP upgrade coming in from Teal, as they're going to start scaling and scaling and scaling their mobile units coming out of the stable, which you kind of have to do against two players. Like in the end of this game, that's what you actually want to end up scaling. You want to end up scaling mobility units. Pikemen coming forward, which these three camels are not going to be able to take yet. Even skirmishers like don't do that well against pikemen, even though they're castle age. And it looks like green is going to continue to be annoying and get some damage here on the outside. Love to see that. Got to keep everyone on their toes. Camels looking around the map for some damage. Have University here going to be prepped up for our Teal player. As Teal is kind of like managing two things at once, like firstly scaling their economy and then just trying to beat off two players at once. And believe me when I say it, I've been there and I've been in the thick of it, and it's hard. It's a very slippery situation. It's a situation that makes me nervous, and it makes me want to just bust out more military. It's not easy. It's not easy to live that life. Defensive castle now coming in here from green on the right-hand side, as they know that we have these camels coming in here, so they're going to try to house wall these camels out to stop this defensive castle from going up. So if Teal is able to get this lick, that's going to be pretty good. But pikeman upgrade now coming in from the green player, as look at this. While all this is going on, blue got some really, really big ideas. Looks like they want to get a forward castle on Teal's island, which is interesting. Looks like the villagers are going to clear up the rest of the job and clear out this little camel up here. Elite Skirm now coming in from green, as their second TC is going up and the third TC is now going up. You got to love the villager efficiency over here from the wood. You got to the ideal wood collecting scenario is to take this wood and walk it all the way back over here to lumber camp. That's what you want to do. Blue now streaming in some knights, which is going to be really, really annoying for Teal, and they do prioritize what's important. The important thing here is to attack the market. That's what you want to do when you're on the offensive, is to bring down the market. You don't want to attack any villagers working on an economy or farms. The market is really the crux of the game. That being said, like blue's dealing with a lot. We still have these camel riders that are like being super, super annoying in this game and going to cause blue to, I guess, ring the town bell, bring back all the villagers, and cause massive amounts of idle time just with four camels. But the problem is also mounting a bit here for Teal. Like I kid, but man, you love to see the market going down. GG probably going to come in from revision at any moment when they realize their market is being attacked. But anyway, castle does go up for blue, so that's great, because then the castle will be able to attack the lumber camp, which is something that Revisioner was trying to avoid for most of the game. And now these villagers are not going to go on to the gold, which is good. Camels over here taking some unintended licks, which I hate to see. Bodkin arrow now coming in, which is going to give more range to this castle, the TC, and also to archers if blue decides to make them. But now these camel riders should be able to clear up everything over here. They should be able to clear up feudal age skirmishers. They should be able to clear up the feudal age archers and just about everything else. Over here, we have green going for their second castle, maybe to start scaling these war wagons, probably the best units in the game, as they should be able to take this pretty easy fight up against these two archers. Pikemen are going to loyally stand here and die for their country. Love to see that. Defensive now. Castle coming in from teal as they realize they need to be protecting themselves from raids. Some people would see this and they call it like a panic castle. They would call it like a castle that someone who's really scared would build. Not my words. I'm just saying that's what some people say. War wagons are going to go around the outside like Eminem and be a little annoying. Speaking of going around the outside, teal over here still causing pain and havoc to the Jaggernaut player who gives chase with these pikemen, but this is a little tough. Like, this is what I said about mobility units. Like, you get mobility units, you come in here, you touch, and then you go, and you're out. Not sure if actually teal's going to be able to micro this down. And actually, I don't know if they have enough upgrades on them to actually take these pikemen. It looks actually like a pretty not great fight for... well, you know, well, who's going to win this fight? This is okay. Jaggernaut does clear out. At what cost? Some might ask, but does clear out nonetheless. Green coming forward to be a little annoying with these pikemen, just keeping everybody honest. Little harassment here in the back as the camels now give chase to the war wagons. Love to see that. Lewis gets beat off. Makes a U-turn and runs. So now the points are starting to get very distant for both players. Lots of upgrades coming in from teal. Ballistics, handcart, probably going to be able to work their way up to Imperial any moment now. Monastery coming in for green over here. Blue is not having a great time with their economy. Does have some unharassed gold on the left-hand side over here, which is great, but, you know, would like to see some military on the field, but they did take a few lickings, so it's not going to be an easy thing to get back up and running. Skirmishers are going to go over here on the front and be a little bit more annoying. It looks like teal is running out of wood, and they're having a lot of trouble getting the wood. So they have to go in the center and build lumber camps. But the problem is, like, there is some exposure over here from Green's army, as these war wagons are taking incredible licks without dealing any damage. Love to see that. Skirmishers go in the mix and start attacking some of these units, but paladins are here to counter, so you got to have like the triangle down really right, and the micro coming in here from teal, really nice. Love to see that. Pop cap coming in from Revisioner as they start to stream out more. Light cab, which should be able to penetrate the base of either player, like get past these two castles. Interesting fight coming in here from both players. Green also having some trouble getting wood and has to go into the center of the map. Larger micro coming in from both. So from here, the eco is pretty popped off and scaled from teal's perspective, so I think you start thinking about working your way up to Imperial. Defensive castles now streaming all over the map, so it's going to be hard to do damage from this point without anybody going to Imperial. Teal taking a fight under the castle fire. Both players microing back and forth. Army numbers from teal are absolutely popping off. This is like a really, really tough fight, so it seems like teal's going to go over to the right-hand side and now pay a visit. Maybe to the other players, as green's micro over here is absolutely perfect. Another castle going down here for teal. Production upgrades coming in from blue, as I think they're getting the economy back up and running again after the great disaster of 2024, the camel ride disaster. And now the raids are going to get rough, maybe for both players. Teal is now going to go pay Jaggernaut a little visit with camel riders and scouts, and we think we have just 2 military units who are probably going to defend the town to the death from Jaggernaut, as Jaggernaut decides to expand the eco a little bit over here, get some a little more stone. Imperial Age now coming in for Jaggernaut, but will they even survive to then? That is the question. Green also here on the front being a little A little annoying with the skirms. Really, really great matchup is skirms versus scout cav. As we all know, that skirms are the best unit to fight scout cav with. Fervor coming in for green, since seems like they want to use some monks in this game. And the scouts are clearing out the villagers. Blue wanted to get an emergency town center over here on the right-hand side, but Revisioner is able to shut it down as they start taking even more resources, wood, and a stone in the center. Teal also going Imperial 3 minutes from now. Love to see it. Teal does damage and walks off. Got to get the free licks on the buildings over here, which you love to see. What is going on with Green's base? This entire cluster F looks like somebody who thought they were going to be really good at Roller Coaster Tycoon, but actually weren't. That's what this looks like over here. You look over at Teal's base, and the farm scale is like really nice. Speaking of Teal's base, we do have what do you call this? An emergency castle, a panic castle coming in from Green. Pike's coming forward to maybe fight some of these light cav. Not a great idea to actually try to put down a castle when you have your opponent going to Imperial Age, which means they should be able to take out Trebs. Green panics, cancels the castle, turns tail, and runs back to mommy at home. Some other villagers are still streaming in. Hate to see that. Castle coming here from Teal, which should be able to shut down Blue like a lot at this point. Teal just going to take these archers over here on this side of the map and leave them on stand ground as these two light cav are able to take on these villagers, but the pikemen, whose buddy is now dead, might be able to kill this light cav. Yes, they do, which means we should see the GG coming in from a Revisioner at any moment. Really unfortunate that these beefed up crossbowmen, who have a lot of range at this point, are able to take out these villagers pretty easy. Problems start to mounting now for Blue and Green as they're able to take more hits. Green sticks to fighting light cav with skirmisher, which is a very interesting choice. One monk in the mix from Green, which is a great counter for archers. Blue, little boom back here. Gonna get some more woody. But their base is, I'm not sure if you say it's falling apart. Maybe just like idle at this time. Problems start to mount for Green as the light cav go around the outside and going to try to get some raids in. So, in consideration of the fact that like Teal's base has pretty much been untouched this entire game, I think that we may be seeing the GG come in from the green and blue team at any moment now. Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? Light cav are causing a lot of problems in the back. War wagons, not like the fastest, most mobile units to clear up these problems. Fights going on at the front as well. Light cav are going to be able to clear this out. Jaggernaut getting the 2-man saw upgrade, which is going to allow him to collect wood even faster from this lumber camp over here. Love to see that. Bracer coming in to get the final range. Not the final, but one of the final range upgrades for the archers. Resources kind of starting to run out over here for Teal on this island. Speaking of running out of resources, Trebuchet now going to clear out this castle so that maybe they're able to take this wood. But Blue has other ideas. Blue is going to come forward and lay down this castle right underneath this Trebuchet, which is a pretty ballsy move. And looks like actually they're going to go forward and attack the Trebuchet, then make a U-turn. Got some elite units coming in now from Blue. Castle coming in here on the left-hand side from Teal. Sneaky, sneaky. Pretty good war wagon mass over here, but unfortunately the light cav are probably going to be able to shred them in this numbers. Don't see that there's a lot of upgrades on them at this point. 10 attack is not going to do the trick against Imperial units. Castle should go down over here from blue, which you hate to see. So blue should be able to come over here and just start building this castle, maybe. But unfortunately, they are taking... God. Oh, God. That was probably the last amount of resources that blue had over there and their chance to build a castle, but it got trubbed down by these two Trebbies over here, which I hate to see. Ghulam's now in for teal, which is very annoying. Problems mounting for everybody. You got a castle in your face in the front, trebuchet up here, archers on the right-hand side just on stand ground, and teal able to make a huge headway over here on Roller Coaster Tycoon land. Defensive castles coming in now all around the island from green to stop these raids. But I don't think it's going to be enough. Like, without an ally, I think it's going to be really, really tough to deal with all this. The disrespect, the unadulterated disrespect over here coming in from teal as they decide to take the stone from blue's base. Just really despicable stuff. YOLO attack coming in here from green as they decide to run their entire military into two castles, which is a very interesting strategy. And they're going to take the farming villagers. They know where to deal pain, and this is where the pain is going to be dealt. Light cav are probably going to melt these war wagons. Let's be perfectly honest here. Let's not mince words. As more raids are going to come in now from blue, doesn't seem to care that they're underneath TC fire. May not matter at this point. Might be a YOLO tactic. As the war wagons end up melting, which is really surprising. I thought they would do a little bit better there. Speaking of people attacking the market, because I dabbed a lot on this for Jagguernaut for doing it, but teal not going to town on this market, which might be the last bastion of hope for the green-blue alliance as the GG comes in. Wow, what an amazing balanced game where both players had a very clear shot of winning. Wow, Revision are incredible disrespect here, coming in with a laugh, taunt at the end of the game. I will probably be reporting that to the authorities. What are some things that went wrong in this game? Green, castle and fuel timing were absolutely atrocious. Blue, good ideas with the castle over here, but I would like to see a castle that was like more aggressive. Was able to protect the wood and the trees over here, which we see is very precious on this map. No players at any point realizing that they should probably start building docks in order to get fish traps, which is another form of food. No trade going on between blue and green, which would have been nice. Green played pretty well for a low elo. I'm sorry, but teal played pretty well for a low elo player. Fish traps, I would say, is the only thing that all the players probably like forgot about because it's not something you actually think about in this game. But really, really good composition and military production, technology, and that's how you beat off two players.